Luckily, the canopy on Ultar's truck broke my fall.
Thank goodness for that.
The worst part of the experience was Ultar's driving.
What about the lens? Is it still in one piece?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's good to see you again, Josh.
Really? Well, I have to say, I'd have enjoyed Syria a lot more if you'd been there.
I wouldn't have been much help. Anyway, you did just fine on your own.
Yeah, that's not what he's saying, Nico. But yeah, let's show you the lens.
Have you any idea what this lens might be used for?
As a magnifying glass, obviously.
Okay.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Once again. Let's go and see the lens.
A knight with a crystal ball. The knight scroll
Seriously?
bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened.
Okay, George, I know I said it before that you're a himbo, but you're still saying it's a crystal ball. What the f... Okay, well, I guess you understood nothing. Let's see if you recognize that.
There's a woman looking at her reflection in a mirror, but the reflection has 3 hideous faces.
No? Nothing? It's like you never went to Syria.
There's a guy with a sword and a bull. Between them is a gem supported by a tripod.
Yep, same old
There's
thing.
a guy working on a...
Look there.
Yeah, okay. Well,
I'd better get back to the quest.
where to though? Sacred Montfaucon. I don't really understand. Let's go back to the museum.
Hi, Andre.
Hello, Georgie. Hey, I visited Nicole's apartment.
Yeah, she told me you came by.
Ooh, quite a fine Georgie boy. I didn't expect anything quite so sexy.
I hope you're referring to the manuscript.
Oui, of course. Where have you been? Nicole said you were away.
I just returned from Syria.
Syria? On the trail of the Templars?
It's a long story, but I found the bull's head. It was referred to on the manuscript, remember?
Yes, what is it?
A secret cave built into a high cliff face. In the cave, I discovered a map bearing a phrase in Latin. In Occidenta cita est in ora mundi.
The island of Britain.
Lies at the edge of the world, to the west.
Strange. That map seems to contain a series of pointers.
Like I said, it's a treasure map.
Ora Mundi. How is at the edge of the world Ora Mundi? I need to look this up real quick. Okay, that's the one then. I didn't know that ora meant edge in English, or edge or shore or something like that. So I knew everything else. I'm almost there. So that's why I thought that ora was like the Italian ora, which is now, either now or hour. So that's why I was confused. Apparently, yeah. I was right about everything else, though.
What did you make of the manuscript?
It dates from the time of the Crusades.
We guessed that from the Templar seal.
It's a story and pictures like a modern-day comic book.
Oh.
What story does the manuscript tell?
I don't know. It was probably produced for the tourist market.
Tourists?
Oh, oui, pilgrims in their thousands on their way to Jerusalem. The tourist trade is nothing new, you know. It's been around for centuries. Ever since Joshua made a packet selling souvenir bricks from the walls of Jericho.
Have you deciphered any of the images on the manuscript?
There's very little I can be sure about. The slang of the bull could be a reference to Mithras,
Who's he?
a Persian god, almost as popular as Christ at one time. The only thing I can be sure of is the knight. He's Spanish.
How can you tell that?
The writing on the shield, the reference to Ave Maria. No self-respecting knight from Northern Europe would have borne a coat of arms like that.
Uh-huh, okay, now I know where we're going with that.
Can you identify the knight's coat of arms?
I already did, Georgie. He's a member of the De Vasconcelos family from the
Nice.
Costa Calida.
Were they famous?
No, they're not mentioned after the 15th century.
Oh.
The spotlight of history moved on. They're probably long dead.
No way.
Fair enough.
Thanks for your help, Andre.
You're welcome.
Okay then, now I'm pretty sure, actually I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that now I need to go to Mount Hassun and look at if it will walk a little faster, this.
On the end of the staff was some kind of disc with a cross on it. Around the base of the disc was a hairline crack. A statue of a knight holding the statue.
No, here?
The
There we
lens
go.
fitted into the end of the scroll like a hand into a glove. Per disciplinum meum lux videbus. Hey!
Through my knowledge I see light.
Okay. That seems like it was there. Oh, no, I hate it.
Oh, there we go.
The distortions came sharply and broken. It was a Knight Templar burning at the stake. And below him a date in Roman numerals. A Knight Templar burning at the stake. And a date. Let me see. MCCC That's 1314.
Okay. Can we take the lens
Per
back?
disciplinum. A Knight Templar.
13, 14. Let's talk to him, maybe?
Hello
No,
again, Father.
I forgot, actually.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Do you speak Latin?
You ask this of a priest?
Okay. Can you tell me what
I told you already, George.
meum lux videbus means?
Let me see. That would be, by my teachings, you will see the light. I think.
Yeah.
Again,
That's what
I was
thought,
close
too.
enough.
I noticed that the stained glass window on the left looks more modern than the middle one.
You have a keen eye, monsieur. The original window was destroyed in the last war. It was as old as the church, early 14th century.
Oh, man. That's awful.
Oui, a terrible loss. Still, the church and the other windows survived.
Okay.
Catch you later.
Oh,
I solved another puzzle.
You did?
Well, I guess I did.
Well, what was it? What's the answer?
1314.
What does that mean?
It was the date when Jacques de Molay was burned, wasn't it?
Of course.
The answer was hidden in a stained glass window. When I looked through the lens, the picture changed. It became a man surrounded by flames.
It seems to me the answers to the Templar puzzles are as cryptic as the clues. Sometimes I wonder if the manuscript isn't an elaborate joke.
The Knights Templar weren't the kind of people to play jokes, were they? Is there something going on between you and Labino?
What business is it of yours? We agreed all this, the clown, the Templars, strictly business, remember?
Yeah, but...
So get off my case.
That's fair, but also Come on, Nico, you also like him.
Let's take another look at the manuscript.
Okay.
A knight with a crystal ball. The Knight Scroll bears a phrase in Latin. Through my teachings, you will be enlightened. There's a woman looking at her reflection, but
So
they're between.
still the same things.
There's a guy
right?
working on. Just how long have you known Labano?
Andre? We met at college. He helped me out when I was a fresher. Showed me around, that sort of thing.
You never told me that before. I thought he was just a working acquaintance.
So he is. I rarely see him these days. You know, he hasn't changed much. A little lesser at the front, perhaps. I'd forgotten how much fun he could be.
Okay.
I'd better get back to the quest.
Okay, I can go to Spain now. Villa de Vasconcellos. Only a few hours later. Well, yeah. Oh, didn't even give me time to see that emblem. Well, okay then, let's see, let's talk to this guy, I guess.
There was a crotchety old guy watering the lawn. If this garden was all his own work, he was more capable than he looked.
That's fair. Let's talk to him. And we're walking right into the water there.
Hi, is this
Not
the de
bother at
Vasconcellos
all.
house?
Who wants to know?
I could tell the old coot was going to be trouble. My name's George Stobart. I was wondering whether...
The house is not open to the public.
This is the de Vasconcellos house.
And what business is that of yours, senor?
Look, all I want is to speak to the head of the household.
There is no household. Only the Countess and myself.
Okay, but do you want to see this powder that I have?
Have you got any use for a fistful of plaster?
No.
Okay.
Do you recognize this man?
No.
Look at this tissue.
It's a tissue with some greasy muck on it.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
Would you like to shake hands?
I do not think so, senor.
Oh my god, that would have been disastrous. He's been watering the lawn. Good thing I'm not doing it.
Do you know what this is?
See, I have a similar tool for opening culverts on the estate.
Okay.
This lab pass mean anything
So
to
many
you?
people surprisingly know what that is.
What do you make of this?
So that's it. You're a salesman.
If I was hawking medical supplies, I can think of better places to hawk them. Tell me about the Countess de Vasconcellos.
She doesn't receive guests. That's all you need to know.
You don't even know what I have to talk to her about.
She hasn't won the lottery, has she?
No, she hasn't won the lottery.
A more cunning man might have claimed that she had.
Oh yeah? They might have, might they?
And that more cunning man would have been kicked off the premises. The Countess doesn't do the lottery.
There we go. So maybe I am more cunning than a more cunning man.
What do you know about the Templars?
Who wants
Except
to
Joe
know?
is a
Are you
Hindu,
angling
so-
for a bribe or something?
You have nothing that I want, senor, except the pleasure of your absence.
The guy was
Well,
obviously protecting the Countess against the whole world. But why?
if that's what you want, I can give you what you
I'll
want.
be going for
if
now.
you
Adios,
make me
senor.
talk to the Countess.
The main part of the house was old, but nowhere near as old as the gatehouse section.
That is a really lovely house.
The hose ran from some sort of utility room all the way to the lawn. I didn't like the idea of carrying 30 yards of hose around me, so I left it alone.
Okay. He's never gonna know it's me.
My hose has stopped.
Yeah?
See, my hose never stops.
Well, I'm sorry to hear it. It's always sad when an old tradition comes to an end.
Did you have anything to do with it?
Well, I'm shocked. I'm mortified. How could you think such a thing?
Very easily, senor. Very easily. I'm going to find out why my hose has stopped. And that means going into the house. You are not, absolutely not, to go in the house. If you do go in the house, I will set the dogs on you.
Okay. Why do you need to go in the house? I didn't go in the house, so... Oops. Okay, there we go.
Hey, you. I know you are there, American. All right, you dogs. I'm coming.
Oh, okay, that's... I accidentally did what I needed to do. Well, that was lucky. I mean, I would have remembered eventually, but... Here we go, Countess.
Madre Dios, who are you?
My name's George Stobart. I'm sorry to burst in like this.
You must leave at once. You're not wanted here.
Please, if you'd just listen a minute.
Very well. State your business, Senor Stobart.
There's been a series of murders, part of some conspiracy. Anyway, the trail led me here.
Here? There is nothing for the outside world here.
Over 600 years ago there was.
What do you mean?
This whole thing ties in somehow with the Knights Templar.
The Knights Templar are dust.
They had a secret that was so important, they went to a lot of trouble to hide it.
I do not see what this has to do with my family.
Your family had a strong connection with the Templars, right? I believe that they have planted some clues here.
Why should I believe a complete stranger who barges into my home?
Just let me have a look around. If I find nothing...
You'll be spending the night at the police station. Very well. Please, sit down.
Okay, well...
that is not a good idea.
Why not? You showed everybody.
That is not a good idea.
Why not? That is the man that is going to kill everybody and possibly her as well. Okay, the others make sense. Not too sure.
I know your family is involved with the Templars, but I don't know how.
You should be asking how my family were involved, Senor Stobart. The Templars ceased to exist centuries ago, and as for the De Vasconcelos, the line dies with me.
I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Even herself mispronounces Vasconcelos. Just saying.
Okay, whatever happened almost 700 years ago. So, if the Templars left any clues, they're going to be in stuff that dates back to the early 14th century.
Obviously.
So, what do you have around here that's early medieval?
Early medieval. Let me think. Well, the house is relatively modern, a scant 3 centuries old. Or, of course, the chess set.
That chess set is over 600 years old? It must be worth a fortune.
Indeed it is. Not that I would part with it, of course.
No, I wouldn't either. That's the sort of thing that gets handed down to your children. Sorry.
Its value is less than you might think. The set is not complete. One of the pieces is a modern replacement. As to the original, it was lost a long time ago.
Nobody has any idea where it is?
No. The children had it when they were taken.
Children? What children?
All in good time, Senor Stobart.
May I examine the chess set?
Certainly. But do not move any of the pieces.
Okay, thanks. Close up, the modern piece stood out like a sore thumb. There was something else odd about the set. All of the original pieces had irregular bases.
My lady, I have to warn you, there's a... You! Why, I'll feed you to the dogs.
Lopez, what have I told you about feeding intruders to the dogs?
But, my lady...
Never without my permission. Senor Stobart, if I find that you're wasting my time, you will be fed to the dogs. Now, I want to show you something interesting. Follow me.
This Spanish lady sounds awfully English sometimes.
Time. Lopez, unlock the door, por favor. This is the only remaining structure on the estate contemporary with the Templars.
Nice. What is it, a summer house?
A mausoleum, Senor Stobart.
Oh.
Come with me.
Hey, senor.
Yeah?
I do not know what you have told my lady to be shown these favors, but I do not trust you.
You've got nothing to worry about. Aren't you coming in?
No, the dead do not interest me. My garden is a living thing. I will be there.
Okay.
Wow, this is old.
It was constructed in the 13th century as the final resting place for the De Vasconcelos Templars.
It's well maintained.
These are my ancestors, and they deserve respect. I come here at least once a week to say a prayer for them.
Mind if I have a look around?
By all means.
Okay, I don't exactly remember what I need to do, but I guess we'll figure it out.
Hanging from the ceiling was a huge yellowed candle. It looked really old and had never been lit. High up in the dome were windows. I guess they might open them to make it less stuffy in there. I couldn't climb up there without breaking something.
Of course you don't need to.
It was a
climb up
rod
there.
with a cone and a hook on the end. I guessed it was for snuffing out the big candle in the chandelier. Now what? There was nothing to snuff. Feeling like an idiot, I put it down again.
Oh, come on. Well...
In front of the shrine was a lectern with a Bible on it. On removing the Bible, I found a pattern on the lectern top. Hey! It's a checkerboard! A big
She says
statue
nothing,
of
I'm just
Virgin
yelling like
Mary
that.
kept an eye on the place. Close up, I could see that the pattern was made up of glass squares over a checkerboard pattern.
Okay.
The mausoleum contained 5 tombs for 5 of the Knights Templar, man-size in marble.
Okay, I think that's all.
May I ask you something?
You may ask.
Do you recognize this
There
man?
we go.
No, I have never seen him before in my life. Who is he?
I've got a couple of names for him, but they're probably false. He's the killer.
No, his face is utterly unfamiliar.
Okay.
Does this tissue mean anything to you?
Where
had
is this
to ask.
line of questioning going?
Nowhere helpful.
I had to ask.
Would you like to shake hands?
A formal bow will suffice.
Do you know what this is?
No, it looks very practical, though.
Does this lab pass mean anything to you?
Nothing at all.
Lab pass? I didn't know it was a lab pass.
Who exactly are these people?
My ancestors. These 5 men were all members of the Templars.
5 ancestors in the order. You must be very proud.
Not 5, 6.
Where's the 6th knight?
He was lost to us.
You lost an ancestor?
It is a family matter. It can have no relevance.
Well, it's connected with the curse of the Vasconcelos, isn't it?
Yes, it is. I hope you will honor my desire not to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'll leave it for now.
For now.
Is the Virgin Mary really the right person to be sharing a mausoleum with 5 knights?
You are showing your ignorance, Senor Stobart. The Templars were dedicated to the Virgin Mary.
You certainly know your history.
What's your opinion of the Templars, Senor Stobart?
The Templars? Well, they seem no worse than a lot of the knightly orders.
You are mistaken. Compared to the simpering politicians of the Hospitallers or the brutish Teutonics, the Knights Templar were the embodiment of chivalry. The filthy, money-grabbing French king and his pet pope did a great wrong. A bane settled upon my family at the whim of that self-seeking tyrant.
It was all a long time ago.
Some things don't die. Injustice is one of them.
What's the story with the glass chessboard?
Glass chessboard. Oh, the pattern on the lectern, purely decorative, I'm sure.
There are pieces of glass missing from it.
Oh, it has been like that since I was a girl.
The gaps in the glass chessboard look awfully deliberate.
No, it is ridiculous. What possible significance can it have?
It's part of a chessboard, and the gaps are for...
Senor Stobart, you cannot mean...
This place was built for the Templars. Your chess set is as old as the Templars. It's kind of suggestive, isn't it? I think this must be it. This is what the manuscript is pointing to.
This is extraordinary.
Oh, look at her. She's so happy.
Am I to understand that the Templars left a puzzle here? And in all of this time we failed to realize that there was a puzzle?
It was wonderful to watch the Countess change before my eyes.
Right. Well, no time for wallowing in self-pity, eh, Senor Stobart? This mystery has had a good long run, but it ain't here and now.
All those years of fatalism were falling away from her.
Lopez! Lopez! Put that hose down and listen! Go to the house and get my chess set. Yes, the old chess set! Now hurry! My, this is exciting, is it not?
Don't get too excited. This could be a blind alley.
Oh, I do not believe that for a moment.
It's good to see you happy.
Happy?
It is.
You know, I think I am.
While we're waiting, I'd really like to know what happened here. I mean, the curse and everything.
It all began at the time of the dissolution of the Templars. Don Carlos had already left their ranks to become a scholar.
Don Carlos, is he the guy who went missing?
Si, but he had reckoned without the local bishop. Their bishop envied us our lands and determined to use the papal edict as an excuse to destroy us. Don Carlos was on one of his scholarly journeys when the Inquisition arrived. When Don Carlos returned, it was to find his loyal manservant slain and his children gone.
They took the kids? But why?
Oh, we will never know. The bishop denied all knowledge of the children's disappearance. But witnesses had seen his men kill the servant who had been charged to protect them.
What happened to Don Carlos?
He swore he'd find his children if he had to go to the edge of the world. He put on his armor and took up his sword and shield and rode out alone. He was never seen again. Lopez, you have the pieces.
Si, my lady, as you asked.
Por favor, Senor Stobart, would you be so kind?
My lady.
Calm yourself, Lopez. I believe Senor Stobart's motives are pure.
Very well, my lady. My lady seems to trust you.
But you don't.
No, senor.
That's fine. Oh, what was that? That's fine. You don't have to trust us.
It fits, Senor Stobart. It fits.
Working quickly, I found which pieces went into which holes.
That's easy. But come on. It was no. Yeah, this one. Okay, I remember this being much more difficult than this. I actually had to know chess rules. Okay. I think this is right. No. Perhaps it's. Accusation.
I'm trying. There we go.
With the red pieces in place, the square bases fit onto the white pieces. I just had to figure out where to place them.
Oh, okay, this was the part in which I had to know chess.
Yeah, another.
Bingo! I mean, checkmate.
Okay, that was pure luck.
Senor Stobart, look!
What is that? It's not the Holy Grail, is it?
No, Senor Stobart. It is the communion chalice of the De Vasconcelos, missing for almost 700 years.
Wow! Well, go on.
I cannot. I can hardly believe it is real.
Go ahead. Live a little.
Are you sure? This is your moment of triumph, Senor Stobart.
Sure, I'm sure.
Why is it mine? It's your family. And you're missing relic.
The possibility of death traps only occurred to me a few days later.